V'yavo Avraham lispod l'Sarah v'lifkota. And Abraham came to eulogize Sarah, his wife, and to weep for her. This week's Parshat is Chayei Sarah. And sadly today I've had to visit a shiva house of a woman a few years younger than me who sadly passed away. And so it is with a sort of somber feeling that I say the words for this week. I'm also standing outside my shul that I've not been able to daven in for the last several months. And it's the sort of sadness of the shiva visit of losing someone younger than me, and the general atmosphere that is a little bit of a downer. And yet we are told by Rabbeinu Yonah that whilst our tradition is that God tested Abraham 10 times to prove his faith, last week's Parsha, where he was in theory tested with the most difficult thing of all, which is to potentially sacrifice his son, that was only the 9th of the tests. And the 10th test, the final one, is actually having to come and find a burial place for his wife. And we are told that he came to Hebron, and in parentheses, a little bit political, but he bought the plot of land for 400 silver shekels. It wasn't given, it wasn't taken, it was bought, close parentheses. But he bought a place to place her to rest, which is obviously still there today and can be visited. And yet you can ask yourself, how does it compare that someone who's been asked to potentially sacrifice their only child, that is not the ultimate test of faith? And one of the explanations perhaps is that in the realm of ruchaniyut, in the world of spirituality, we are sometimes up and sometimes down. So that Avram, coming back from the ultimate test on a spiritual high, he'd met that test and his son was still alive. He came back down to earth with a bump and had to find a burial place for his wife. And we know, of course, of their closeness. So that on one hand, from a high to a low is a tremendous challenge. And yes, we work hard, we provide for our families, we watch our families grow, we maybe build a business, we build a life, and maybe at the end of that a long life, we're happy to take a rest. Or we felt that there's a time when we can take it easy. But in the world of spirituality, there is no taking it easy. There is no stop the world, we want to get off. It's an ongoing thing. Every day. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. And perhaps it's that venture into the unknown, and perhaps it's that challenge of managing the ups and downs that makes us the human beings we are. So, forgive me for being on a slight low note today, but I wish all of us good health and more ups than downs. Shabbat Shalom.